Hey everybody, it's Matt Powers. I'm talking about my favorite squash. I'm a teacher, I'm an educator, I'm a seed saver, gardener, family guy, and I love talking about gardening. I love teaching people about regenerating their lifestyle, regenerating the world around them. The future is amazing. And this is all part of it. Gardening is foundational to the future, the regenerative economy, foundational to self-reliance. It's amazing. Everyone's going to be gardening. We're going to have seed savers everywhere. We're going to have seed banks everywhere. The future is all based on this kind of stuff. So if you love this kind of stuff, you're 1 foot, into that future. So I want to talk today about my favorite squash. I'm talking about Cocozella. This is actually kind of too big. It's a little bit too big. I would say that like this, it's like, losing its color. Like this, I would say is too big. In between this size right here and this size, so in between these two sizes, I would say it's a real perfect time to pick the Cocozella squash. It's Cocozella di Napoli, and these squash don't taste like all the other zucchini. These are an Italian heirloom. They're obviously right, di Napoli. But they are the best tasting squash I have ever had. I mean, this right here, I'm not even going to cut. I'm just going to put this into the pan and I'm going to let this cook whole and eat this. It's going to be absolutely unbelievable. I'm salivating thinking about it. So these squash are amazing. This is the plant here. This is how fast they can get really large. Can you see that? There you go. So this just, everyone's trying to get in the way. There we go. So this just showed up, like boom. These grow so fast, and I'm gonna let this one go. I have two more on the plant over here, right over here. And so I've got these two right here, and they're real big. These plants are, they're real big plants. Just to give you perspective, they're huge, but they're bush, squash. So they're not going to leg out in all directions. They're going to vine out. They're going to kind of bush up, and then they're going to go up, and then they're going to kind of fall in a direction. And in this case, we're slightly tilted, so they're going to fall forward, and I have a strip of grass here that's holding this all together, this earthwork all together. And so they're actually going to like lay down on top of it. And that's actually starting to happen here. It's happening all along over there on that side that I'll show you now. So you can see over here that the squash is kind of like dripping down. And this is not the Cocozella squash over here. This is actually patty pan squash. And so this has reached all the way down here, and yeah, this is patty pan squash. It's reached all the way down to here. And so this one's here, it's planted up here. So, and then I also have rampicante squash throughout the whole thing, which I'll lower the camera and show you right now. So, got some, whoa, see the loop there? That loop right there, that is the signature rampicante squash loop. And there's other squash in here. There's Oregon sweetmeat through there. So there's a lot of different squash, but let me bring you in so you can see this right here. Because it's really interesting when you just see the size difference. I mean, you're looking for something like this big. It's amazing stuff. Just the most delicious squash you've ever had. And then, when you get those big squash, you don't want to chip them up and make bread out of them, zucchini bread. Forget all that. Let them grow out and get as hard as they will go. Let them turn orange or whatever. Because you want those seeds. Those seeds are invaluable. You want this to go again and again and again. You want to share this with everyone in the world. This is the best squash that I've ever tasted. Just unreal. So I'm letting that go to seed. Let me show you what that all looks like. Woo! All right, flipping it around. So that you can see the size here. I'll keep this with us to size everything. So this is the squash right there. It's just gonna keep going. It's probably gonna go down to here. It's gonna be massive, I'm sure. And that's what squash want to do, you know. But it's about those seeds. Sorry, no gimbal here. Try to walk smooth. And then in here, there's some massiveness. Whoa. So that's a big one. And then you can kind of see how they start out right here. This one we can compare right here. So this is just about an inch bigger. You can see the difference in the color and the development of the flower. The color of the flower can kind of drive that. And then on the other side, we have another one down there. So yeah, it's a really amazing squash plant. And yeah, I mean, if you don't pay attention, they will just run away. And then you can see there's a squash here. This is an Oregon sweetmeat squash. And then if I just kind of peer over here, I'm sure we'll find some rampicante. Rampicante. And then, yeah, and then all throughout, I'm sure. Oh, rampicante. Yeah, so there's just food everywhere. Lots of squash. And this is easy, you know. This is food that wasn't hard to seed save. Everyone can carve a pumpkin. You know, everyone can take the seeds out of a squash and put them on a paper towel or a paper plate. Let them dry down for 2 or 3 weeks in an area that's dry, and you'll have plenty of seeds. And one seed will make hundreds of seeds. Hundreds of seeds will make thousands of seeds, and so on. All right, well, I'm gonna go help him. He just tangled himself up. Have an awesome night. I hope that you all have squash that you're saving this year for seed, for food, for storage, and I hope that you have an awesome weekend and week. I'm Matt Powers. Grow abundantly, learn daily, and live regeneratively.